Hello everyone and welcome to this new podcast where I, your host Andrea, I'm gonna discuss all the crazy shit that happened in the last episode of Drag Race España All Stars. So this is the first ever proper international All Stars. I mean, we have the versus the world things and we have had international queens on the main All Stars. But this is the first that focuses on only one country outside the US. I think that Spain is the country to start at. Everyone can agree with me saying that España is one of the best international series, and maybe it is that way because when it was at its top, UK was having the season 3 and 4 crisis. Just a little disclaimer, I haven't watched season 3 yet. I started seeing the show after that season aired, and as for now, I don't have the courage to watch it, knowing that it was bad received from the general fandom. But I'm gonna catch up, I promise. So, first of all, we have to talk about the cast. From the first season, we have Puppy Poison and Sagittaria. I really hope that Ocasio was there just because I loved their drag, and it was so sad to see them living in that way. Another one that I wanted to see in this season was Arantxa Castilla-La Mancha, but she's on UK vs. the World, so I'm fine. Well, I didn't really like Puppy in her season. She was awesome, don't get me wrong, and she was very professional. I just didn't connect her with her persona very well. On the other side, I enjoyed the Sagittaria aesthetic. I mean, she wasn't my favorite, but she was good. I liked her for sure. The main reason from the judges why she couldn't win the first season was that she was a little too young. Now she has grown and she should win by the logic, am I wrong? For the second season, we have back Drux Atlas, Zurigi Derkli, Onyx Unleashed, and Samantha Ballantines. I am so thrilled for the first three, and I'm very interested in the latter. Atlas was so kind and enjoyable and her drag aesthetic was so interesting. Zurigi was accused to not be versatile enough, and sorry Zurigi stands, I agree. She always had interesting runways, but almost every one of them she stripped to let us see her coño. So yeah, she wasn't very versatile. Onyx is one of my favorite queens in the Spanish franchise. You cannot comprehend how much I love Onyx. And watching her being eliminated that soon was really painful. She was so innovative, she was different and so fun in and out of drag. Instead for Samantha Ballantines, I think that is a great opportunity for her. She was only in 3 episodes and lip-synced in every one of them. The judges were always saying that she was very funny, but they couldn't see that on the runway or in the challenges. And I can agree to that, she was really messy. I hope to see her best side this time. And from the third season, we have Ornella Góngora, Paquita, and Pink Chadora. Love that name, by the way. Pink Chadora is just fantastic as a drag name. And on them, I can't say really much because I haven't seen them yet. So I guess I'll learn more about them by the season go. But let's dive into the episode. The queens enter the workroom that is different once again. That's a thing that I don't like about Drag Race España. The workroom is always different, and I think that should be a distinguishing trait of a franchise, and changing the design every season, it's quite annoying to me. But back to the episode, sorry. The mini challenge is the reading challenge, and I think it was so fun. They all served it and it was clear the people would have won. The Maxi Challenge is the talent show called its Supreme Eleganza or Le Star Extravaganza. I already spent my couple of thoughts on talent shows on my other starting podcast, the one on Drag Race Belgique. I think that they are better on All-Star season and I stand by that. And the fact that they had the budget to have those amazing dancers is amazing. But let's analyze them one by one. Opening the talent is my dear Onyx, with that storytelling about her rebirth in Onyx Unleashed, because she changed name. I liked it because it was a continuation of her previous talent, but done better, I think. Then Paquita went on doing a wild horses, lip sync, flying and rolling in the hair, and I think that could have been a top performance if they had one more spot in the top. Then we have Poppy Poison. I love her concept. It was a lot of season 7 or Silky's Barbie girl lip sync. I didn't like her female singing, but I sure love the male part. I just think that the performance was a little bit stale. Next up was Sagittaria and her original song, and it was fine, safe. I was a little let down by Judy G just because I liked her first talent more. I mean, she sang opera, and I think this time around wasn't that good in my opinion. Finally, we saw the comedy side of Samantha, and I loved it. I guess it was about douching. I don't know, the subtitles translated is at enema, and I don't know what that means. I looked it up, and I think that is like the pipe that you use for douching. But it was well held up. He had the right rhythm, and all the jokes landed. It was fun and very enjoyable, and she definitely redeemed herself. Jack Settlers was breathtaking. It was everything. Her performance had the concept, the lip sync, the aerobics, and everything in between. She was my top of this week for sure. Then we move on to Oneya Gongora. I'll be real, I didn't enjoy her talent that much. But maybe that's just on me because I don't have the necessary references. I mean, I know she was good, not just great for me. And the last one is Pink Chadora. Again, love that name, it's top notch with a mandatory meeting. But her talent, it was a mess. It was pointless and fell short. I got the jokes, but they weren't that many and they didn't land. I was so sad that we hadn't have a runway. It's so unusual. And we get to the ranking like right next to the talent. Well, first off, I was devastated to see my beloved Onyx in the bottom 2. I can see why, but I can't in fully conscience place her there. In her company, we have Pink Chadora and it feels correct. I'm sorry, Pink. On the other side of the podium, there are Dark Settlers, and I already said what I think of that, and Oneya Gongora. The tension on Untucked was palpable, and I was so worried. The top 2 ultimately lip sync on Me Gustas Mucho, that is translated to I Like You Very Much, by Rocío Dúrcal. And Settlers wins and saves my sweet child Onyx. Sadly, we see Pink Chadora getting her first ever Spanish chop and sashay away. You'll be missed. Now I feel like I have to spend just a couple of thoughts on the judges. I love this panel. I think that they are professionals and they care about the queens. And we are gonna talk about Javier Calvo in that mullet. Oh my god. It's surprising how Supreme out of drag seems every season 1 year younger. It's crazy for me. And we know that next week it's gonna be Snatch Game week. I'm so thrilled because we have some Snatch Game powerhouse. But I'm so worried for my alien lover, Onyx. I hope she can redeem herself, and honestly I can wait for Samantha's Snatch Game at this point. I give this episode a 9 out of 10 points. It was engaging and fun, and the challenge was awesome, and the cast is excellent. I wish that there would have been a runway though. And what about you? What are your thoughts on this episode? Share them in the comments. Until next week, you can find me killing my soul at school or on Instagram and threads at _Andre_di_pi_ and on TikTok, where I'll be uploading more content. You can follow me here on Spotify or wherever you're listening, so you can remain updated and listen to all my podcasts where I share just a couple of thoughts about all the international drag race. Have a nice week. Bye!